Some patches ago, Majin 21's auto combo had its momentum increased, ideally probably to make it better to mash out neutral or to get links that weren't possible before. However, a result of this was that she was no longer able to use this to relaunch opponents in airborne combos. This was genuinely regarded as a hated change by the Majin 21 players out there, as she could no longer use this to extend her combos and adding on some extra hits of damage, especially with some changes that she would receive over the years. Now the patch notes say that the momentum on the second and third hit of her auto combo when she's close to an opponent have been reduced. This allows her to go back and use these old links again. This is a buff to her overall combo routing, and I know that Big Chap Alien was incredibly happy to have this change brought back to the character. Like the rest of the cast, Majin 21 can now cancel her jump specials into jump heavies. She'll appreciate this to add on some extra hits to her combo routes, like pretty much everybody else who got this change. The ground and aerial version of Connoisseur Cut have the same changes to them, so let's talk about them together. If you hold back, or in this case as well, it feels like forward, you are now able to cancel any sort of follow-up attacks with them. This is namely here to allow her to cancel into her other special moves when she's in sparking, because if this change wasn't here, it would probably register that you were going for one of the built-in dive kick follow-ups. But now, because of this change, you can follow up with total detonation ball, or just the manual version of her dive kick. There's going to be some other applications here that I'm not going to be able to demonstrate here, but just be aware that this is why the change exists. In terms of the Z combo now, both versions, ground and aerial, for both of these moves now count as different attacks for the Z combo. What this basically means is that she's now able to combo into both versions of the throw in a single combo. Before, this is what would happen if you tried to use the Connoisseur Cut on the ground and then in the air in the same combo. As you can see, Goku falls out. And this is how it behaves now. What this means for Majin 21 is that now it's possible for her to get all 4 of her absorbed steals in a single combo, which I think is a massive buff for the character since she has some incredible special moves when she does steal techniques. Like Piccolo's version of this move, Majin 21 can now Super Dash cancel out of Energy Homing Blast, as well as Special cancel out of it. This is just to make it behave identically to what Piccolo can do with the move, since she usually inherits any sort of buffs to her special move steals that she gets from the other characters that use them. To make a brief note on the Homing Blast Super Dash cancel, if you just press Super Dash without any other directional influence, you're going to get the EX dive. If you want Super Dash, you have to hold back. I just wanted to point that out there in case people tried this and couldn't emulate the result. The changes to the Z combo properties of Connoisseur Cut also apply to Sticky Energy Blast, the command throw she steals from Saiyan characters. Now she can use both the ground and the aerial version in the same combo. This wasn't possible before, and she appreciates being able to use both of these steals in the same combo just to improve her flexibility overall in combo structures in case she has both of these steals. Majin 21's grounded level 3, Sweet Tooth, now has a dramatically new function change, which is very similar to what Ginyu can do during his new level 3. Let's go ahead and break down how this move behaved before. At the end of the animation, as you can see, Majin 21 acquires all 4 steals from the enemy character that is based on their character coding here. So after she does this against Goku, she gets all of the Earthling moves, the Kamehamehas and the Solar Flares. This functionality still exists if you don't press any buttons during the Super. Now, during the Super, if you press buttons, you can actually select what absorption moves that you acquire from that character. This is a dramatic buff for Majin 21 players, as instead of having to rely on the opponent's character to choose what steals you can get, On this level 3, you can now basically build your own special move list for Majin 21 to then go ahead and use, regardless of the enemy type. As you can see, it's possible to get every single one of her steel styles from the same character in this level 3. It'll take some time for people to memorize the button functionalities, but it's not too hard to remember, I think. The absorb moves fill up in sequential order, starting from left to right for the icons on the screen. Light button will give you Earthling steals, so Kamehameha and Solar Flare. Medium will give you the Saiyan steals, so the consecutive Ki Blast move, as well as the sticky Ki Blast move. Heavy will give you the Alien steals, so the Teleport and the Homing Ki Blast. The S button, Ki Blast button, is going to give you the Android steals, so the Explosive Energy Blast, as well as the barrier that she can get. Majin 21's B assist has a slight buff to it. On the last hit, there's more block stun now. So as you can see, you have 33 frames of block stun in the current patch. This was the old patch. 30 frames of block stun, so a gain of 3 frames of block stun, which means it's probably easier to jail into true high-low mix-ups with this assist now if you choose to use it. Her C assist has 2 changes to it. The first one is fairly universal, where it has faster startup now. This was the startup on the old patch. It's a tall reaching hitbox. However, it was possible for the opponent to beat this with an aerial normal. The startup has been reduced by 5 frames, so now it's a 30 frame assist. Additionally, it now has anti-air frames as well when the move comes out. This makes it a lot more potent against characters that are jumping because it does reach quite high actually. However, you will note that it is still possible for the opponent to hit her in the startup frames of this move, denying the anti-air property. So it all depends on the timing here. Still, making it more reliable to deal with airborne opponents, which I think is a key function of this assist at times, is a nice change for it. While Majin 21's changes aren't as dramatic as other characters, I think she pretty much appreciates all of them. Getting her old auto combo functionality back for combos is a nice boon where she's going to be able to add in some higher damage hits at junctions where before she had to settle for less damaging moves. Additionally, she appreciates pretty much all the system mechanic changes, namely considering the jump special into jump heavy options, and being able to combo into all of her command throws in the same combo means that she's going to be able to double down on particular absorptions a lot faster, making her overall a stronger threat because these special moves have been buffed over the years, inheriting many of the buffs that the characters that she steals them from effectively have been receiving as well. Of course, the biggest change to her is going to be the Sweet Tooth. Having the ability to choose what absorptions you want to use, regardless of the opponent's character, is a massive buff for the character overall, and I'm interested to see what steals Majin 21 players gravitate towards when they get this super down. I don't think she's going to be jumping hugely in the tier list or anything like that. She's always been a strong character, and now she just feels a little better to play overall and gives some potential customization with the new level 3 functionality that she has. I think she's going to be strong in the midpoint or possibly even in the anchor position. And of course, considering that she has such a wide repertoire of potential special moves, who knows what people will cook up with her and her sparking cancels.